Well, good afternoon, everybody. Happy Sunday to you. Kind of a weird one here in Spokane. I got some fires somewhere in the area. Medical Lake, I think. One of the lakes. I don't know. Anyway, getting a little stink air around here, let's just say, okay? I closed everything up. I've got the air purifier going. Perfectly fine in here. Just don't want to let any of that in. Hope everyone had a good weekend so far. Today we're going to have the Washington Senators at the Cleveland Indians. This is the middle game of a 3-game set. The Indians won the first one. Washington on a modest 2-game losing streak, and 2 fine left-handers on the mound today. Mike McCormick for Washington and Sam McDowell for the Indians. And hello, Frank, and greetings to Franklin. And hello to Ben. Words of wisdom, Franklin. I need to do better about that. I'll be the first to admit it. Coffee doesn't actually help. In fact, just the opposite. McCormick, don't let the 5-5 record fool you. He's been the ace of this staff all season so far. 2.86 ERA, 12 starts, 3 complete games, 91 1/3 innings, only 70 hits allowed. And it gets better with McDowell. McDowell, his first start in a while, he had a nagging injury. He had to miss a few starts, but 7-0 on the season with a 1.79 ERA. When he went on the injured list, he was leading the league in strikeouts with 94, and now he's still leading the league in strikeouts with 94. 80 2/3 innings of work, only 48 hits allowed. Oh, he walks a few, 35. But once again, the 94 strikeouts in basically 81 innings, let's call it. Wow. So, what's billed as a pitcher's duel, we'll see how it plays out. Here's the lineup for Washington. It's going to be Fred Valentine leading it off in right field. Ken Hamlin at second base. Don Locke is in center field. Frank Howard in left field in the cleanup spot. Ken McMullen will play first base today with Paul Casanova doing the catching. Bob Savarin at third base. Eddie Brinkman at short. And McCormick, pretty good hitting pitcher, in the 9 spot. Up at the who's hot, who's not at the top of the score sheet. 2 ice cold for Washington. And you can see them there, Eddie Brinkman and Valentine. 2 of the coldest players in the league over the last 10. I guess 7-Up counts. I tend to prefer the retro pops that have the actual sugar as opposed to the corn syrup, with the Mexican Coca-Cola, of course, being my absolute favorite. I don't drink much pop anymore, but if I'm going to have a Coke, it's going to be a Mexi-Coke. It's worth it. Okay, and hello to Colin. What else have we got going on here? Oh, yeah, the umpires. Frank Umont calling the balls and strikes. Jerry Neudecker at first. Bill Kinnaman at second. And Jim Honachik down at third. Just over 8,500. A modest crowd here in Cleveland. It was a day game on a Saturday, so perhaps people had more important things to do, or better things to do, outdoor-related things to do, perhaps, than to go to Cleveland Stadium. Of course, they never did draw well. At least not in that park. Hello, Unmitigated. Yeah, now it's Washington, isn't it? The Frank Howard triples watch is on. Let's just take a look. He has 4 on the season. And we're about ready to play ball here. And welcome into Dan Port. Trying to field fly balls. Also, thanks to Dan, my latest Patreon. Appreciate it, Dan. Valentine, the switch hitter, will bat right-handed against McDowell. 286 average, 7 homers, 19 RBIs. McDowell into the windup. Here we go. That's going to be a 6-9 right-handed grounder to short, single to 2. Simone scoops it up and throws him out. And we're underway here on a Sunday. Oh, you got the zero sugar. Well, that's different, I guess. I never cared much for those diet drinks either, quite honestly, but I never really gave them a chance, so. 1 out, here's Hamlin. Ken Hamlin hitting .237, 1 home run. McDowell with the pitch. That's going to be a .211 left-handed grounder down to third. Alvis has it. Over to Whitfield, and there's 2 away. McDowell did pitch an inning of relief when he came off of the IL, but this is his first start in a while, and here's Don Locke. Locke at just .214, 6 homers, 12 RBIs. Pitch to Sam McDowell is a 1-6 left-hander. That's driven high and deep to left field. Going back is Wagner. At the track, at the wall, it's off the wall. Locke cruises into second with a 2-out double. Oh, I have to repeat that, okay? Unmitigated says Mexican Coke sounds like a Miami Vice episode. And Dan, of course, wastes no time jumping on that one. Okay, here's Howard. There's the player everybody came to see. He leads the club in batting at .297. Just 3 homers, surprisingly, and 23 RBIs, which is second on the team. McDowell checks the runner. There's the pitch to Howard now on a 5-10 righty. Grounder to short X. That's going to be a tough play for Chico Simone. Simone a .434. Here's the play on a 5. He's not going to get that. It's knocked down, but he has no play. That'll be a single for Howard, and Locke will have to hold at third. But runners at the corners, 2 down. That will give Ken McMullen a shot here in the first. McMullen at .232, 7 home runs, 21 RBIs. McDowell checks the runners, the windup, the pitch, 6-5, swung on and missed, strike 3, and there it is, the first K for Sudden Sam. No runs, 2 hits, 2 left. After half an inning, it's Washington 0, Cleveland coming to bat. As McCormick gets ready, let's go ahead and give you Cleveland's lineup. Jim Landis in center field leads it off. Chico Simone at short. Leon Wagner will be in left field. Max Alvis is at third base in the cleanup spot. Fred Whitfield at first. Rocky Colavito in right field. Dick Hauser is the second baseman. Joe Askew will do the catching and hit 8th, and McDowell in the 9 spot. One of the most, if not the most, successful advertising campaigns of all time. And here's Landis to lead it off against McCormick. Landis off to a very slow start, 11 for 64. That's a 172 average. He does have 2 homers. McCormick into the windup now. The pitch is a 4-8 right-handed, swung on and missed, strike 3. And McCormick strikes out Landis, 1 away. And here's Chico Simone. Trying to find him here. Oh my God, he's clear at the bottom. 16 for 100. That's a 160 average. A double, a homer, 6 RBIs. McCormick's windup and the pitch. 2-6 left-handed. Fly to straightaway center. Locke is there, and there's 2 down. And that'll bring up Wagner. Leon Wagner leading the club in batting at .322. 9 home runs, 28 RBIs. Left-on-left matchup, McCormick into the windup, 6-8 left-handed. That's ripped into right center. Valentine over to cut it off. Double to 11. And here's the roll. He's going to hold with a long single. Valentine gets to it quickly and gets it back in. 2-out single for Leon Wagner. No threat to run. We can look at the battery anyway. McCormick with a -1 hold. Casanova a -1 arm. Yeah, I think he got over it. Here's Max Alvis. Alvis hitting just .210. He does have 9 home runs, 26 RBIs. McCormick checks the runner. The pitch is a 4-5 right-handed. Fly ball to right field. Valentine has it. And that will do it for the Indians in the first inning. No runs to hit, a man left. We're scoreless after 1 here on a Sunday. 81 but hazy, smoky skies. And I'll be staying inside today with the air purifier going. Anytime McDowell takes the mound, it's a strikeout watch. He's got 1 so far. And Paul Casanova will lead off the second for Washington. Casanova hitting just .167, 2 homers, 6 RBIs. Casanova in there more for his work behind the plate than for his bat. McDowell into the windup. 1-7 lefty is a routine grounder to short. Simone has it and throws him out 1 down. Oh God, that reminds me of Seinfeld and the anti-Semite episode. Here's Savarin now. Savarin batting .259, which, believe it or not, is 3rd on the team. 3 homers, a dozen RBIs. Switch hitter batting righty. McDowell comes in with a 5-8, swung on and missed, strike 3. That's number 2 for Sudden Sim. 2 down, and here's Eddie Brinkman. Brinkman on the season. Hang on a second. 243, 2 homers, 19 RBIs. In his last 10, he's just 5 for 40. McDowell into the windup. 6-11 righty, swung on and missed, strike 3. So McDowell fans the last 2, 1, 2, 3 go the Senators. Have a great day, Frank. Thanks for dropping in. Whitfield, Colavito, and Hauser. Whitfield at .272. He leads the club in homers with 14 and in RBIs with 38. McCormick gets his sign from Casanova. Here's the pitch now on a 1-6 lefty. Little comebacker. McCormick's got it. Throws him out. 1 away. That'll bring up Rocky Colavito, the right fielder, batting .303, 13 homers, 30 RBIs. Here's the pitch from McCormick now. It's a 5-11 right-hander. That's hit high and deep to left field. Going back is Frank Howard. At the track, at the wall. He makes the catch at the wall. Ho, ho! I thought that was going out. Perhaps wind blowing in a little bit from left field today. Held it up there for Frank Howard. And with 2 down, Dick Hauser, the batter. Hauser at .254, 1 homer, 9 RBIs. McCormick into the windup. That's going to be a 6-9 right-handed grounder to short. Routine for Eddie Brinkman, and that'll do it. 1, 2, 3 go the Cleveland Indians in the bottom of the inning, and we're scoreless after 2. Everybody loves Frank Howard, it seems. And why not? What's not to love, as they say. Here's Sudden Sam. McCormick will start it off. He's a left-handed batter, a 7 with end power. The pitch from McDowell is going to be a 1-5. Struck him out. That's 4 now for McDowell. And they're starting to pile up. 1 away, top of the order, Fred Valentine. 7 for his last 40 now. Ouch. McDowell into the windup. 5-3 right-handed. Fly ball to right field X. He lifts it the other way. Colavito is slicing away from him. Racing towards the line. 3E6. Here's the play on a 19. Fine running catch by Colavito to take a possible base hit away from Valentine. And here's Hamlin. Hamlin 0 for 1. McDowell stares in, gets the sign, the windup, and the pitch is a 5-5 right-handed. Swung on and missed. Strike 3. 2 more strikeouts. That's 5 in the game for McDowell. McDowell now retired 7 in a row. And we're still scoreless. Frank Howard. Yeah, oh yeah, for sure. Well, for one thing, most of you guys know this already, but yeah, I know I repeat a lot of stuff for the regulars, but you never know who's going to be watching this on the replay. Anyway, my first Strat-O-Matic set, of course, the 1969 cards. And one of the handful of cards that really caught your eye, of course, was Frank Howard's 69 season. I think he hit 48 home runs that year. I could be wrong on the number, but it's close. Killebrew had a great card, too, in 69. Hello, Thomas Lynn. Yeah, that's right. First base for the Columbus Clippers. Thank you, Dan. It was 48. I think Killebrew had 48 or 49 that year. Jackson had 47. Reggie Hot Dog Jackson, right? Bottom of the third, here's Askew. The catcher hitting 243, 2 homers, 8 RBIs. McCormick into the windup. That's going to be a 4-6 right-handed. Liner to third, single to, nope, 4-6, looking at the wrong thing. Grounder to first base. McMullen will take it to the bag. Saw 4-6 and looked 1-6 for some reason. I know why I do that now, by the way. I was thinking about that because if I'm not concentrating, I tend to think 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 from top to bottom. I actually thought about switching the batter's card with the pitcher's card, but I've always done it this way. So I think that would be a recipe for disaster. So here's the pitcher now, McDowell lefty, 3W. The pitch on a 3-6 struck him out. Strikeout number 2 for Mike McCormick. And also led the league in double play groundouts. Not all that surprising. Here's Landis, who struck out in the first. McCormick gets his sign. A 4-9 right-handed. That looks like a base hit. Liner towards shortstop and into left field for a single. 2-out single for Jim Landis. -2 battery, no threat to run. Landis, good base runner at first base. And with 2 down, Chico Simone will be the hitter. He flew to center his first time up. McCormick checks the runner. From the stretch, it's going to be a 4-11 righty, and he lines a single into left field. Landis could go to third. 15 plus 2 minus 2, and Howard's plus 2 is 17. He's going to go. They're going to send him, and Senators will wisely cut that off and hold Simone at first. Simone now, 17 at first base. He'll have to be held at 15. And with 2 outs, they're going to let Leon swing away with the runner held. Here's the pitch. 6-4 lefty, grounder to shortstop X. That's Brinkman. 2E29, Brinkman charging it. Slow roller, error range, an 8 on a 29. This could be an error. He makes the play. How about that, Eddie Brinkman? Fine play by Brinkman to retire the side. No runs, 2 hits, 2 left, and we are scoreless after 3 complete. So far, this game living up to its advanced billing. A fine pitcher's duel between 2 excellent left-handers. 2 hits for Washington, 3 singles for Cleveland. Oh, I'm going to have to check that out. In fact, I'm going to do it right now. Are you taking my picture? Yeah, you guys gotta go look at that if you haven't seen it before. Right? Okay, 4th inning. It's going to be the heart of the order for the Senators. Don Locke, who doubled his first time up, will start things off. McDowell into the windup. Here's the pitch now on a 3-5 left-handed. He draws the walk. It's a walk for Locke. No threat to run. -3 battery for Cleveland. McDowell a -1. Askew with a good arm, -2. And here comes big Frank Howard. Howard singled his first time up. McDowell out of the stretch. Comes set, and the pitch on a 5-11 right-hander is a fly to left field X. That's going to be a tough chance for Wagner. Wagner is a 4E3. And here's the play on a 19. That's going to be a single 2 stars. He can't get to it. So I'm just going to say Wagner very sure-handed, but with limited range. And that's going to be a single with Locke advancing all the way to 3rd. And Washington threatening here in the 4th with runners at the corners and nobody out. Hello, Trent Smith. Welcome in. Welcome in. A modest Sunday crowd, as usual. Always consider this a kind of a low-key game for me after a day off. Kind of a warm-up for the week, let's say. Let's see how Cleveland wants to play this now. McMullen, he definitely hits into some double plays. They'll stay back. They'll give up the run to get 2. Here's McDowell's windup and the pitch. That's going to be a 5-10 righty. Grounder to short X. Could be 2. Pico Simone, however, a 4.34. And here's the play on a 17. He has the play, but his only play is to first, and everybody advances and a run will score. Howard, Locke crosses the plate. Howard takes second. Give McMullen an RBI. 1-0 Washington. And here's Paul Casanova. Runner at second, 1 down. McDowell into the windup. 2-9 left-handed. Grounder to 3rd. Alvis has it. Looks the runner back and throws him out. Plenty of time with Casanova running. And it'll be up to Bob Savarin. 1-0, 2 outs in the 4th. Switch hitter batting righty. McDowell into the windup. That's a 2-9 left-handed. Called. Strike 3. And that'll do it for Washington in the fourth. They do get a run on a hit and leave one. That's 6 strikeouts now for Sudden Sam. And the Senators take a 1-0 lead to the bottom of the fourth. Here on a sleepy Sunday. I'll tell you what, I've been so tired lately. I do manage to get psyched up for these games, but just an hour ago I was thinking, oh my goodness, I could take a nap right now. I don't know about Immaculate Grid. But you got to use Zoilo, who had a big game, his last game, here in the 66 replay. Okay, it's McCormick's turn. Alvis, Whitfield, and Colavito do. McCormick into the windup. It's going to be a 3-7 lefty. Called strike 3. That's 3 Ks now for McCormick. As home plate umpire, who was it again? Umont rings him up. Instead of the Mexican. Yeah, I haven't gone far enough south of the border yet, apparently. That's about right. Maybe that was what was going on. What did they used to take back then? Reds? Was it Reds in the 60s? Maybe Howard just popped a couple of stimulants before that photo. Okay, here's Whitfield with 1 out. McCormick left on left. The pitch is a 3-11 left-handed grounder down to first. McMullen has it, underhands to McCormick, covering first, and there's 2 down. And Rocky Colavito will come to bat. The wind-up and the pitch is a 2-11, and he bangs a base hit right up the middle for a 2-out single. Rocky, no threat to run, of course. With 2 down, the batter will be Dick Hauser. Hauser, better remembered by me as a manager. Here's McCormick's pitch on a 2-11 left-handed. A little comebacker. McCormick has it. Goes the quick way down to Hamlin for some reason. But that'll work. He gets the force. And the side is retired. No runs a hit, 1 left. Through 4 innings of play. Senators 1, Indians nothing. Hello, Mike C. Welcome in. They had a big pregame ceremony. I was going to mention this. Big pregame ceremony in the Dodger-Milwaukee game yesterday. They were bringing out some members of past Dodger World Series teams. And who comes out but Joe Amalfitano? I tell you, that was a treat. I didn't even know he was still alive. Ron Say was the day before. Yeah, but yesterday it was a whole bunch of guys. And there's Joe Amalfitano, who was the third base coach for a while. He looked pretty damn good, too, if I do say so my damn self. There you go, Unmitigated. Thank you. Do it for the mook. Yeah, the day before that, they inducted Ron Say into the Dodger Legends of Baseball. That was fun, too. Say was always one of my favorites. Say looked very red in the face, don't you think, Dan? I don't know if he has high blood pressure or was on some kind of medication or something. I just happened to notice that, man, he really looks red. Maybe he just got sunburned. I don't know. Hard to say. Wow, 91 for Amalfitano. He sure doesn't look it, does he? Fifth inning, it'll be Brinkman, McCormick, and Valentine. Sam McDowell into the windup. 4-6 right-handed. He loses in ball 4. That's the second walk issued by McDowell, as we talked about before the game. That's his one Achilles heel. Doesn't give up many hits at all, but he will walk a few. Brinkman a star 15. With a -3 battery, he'll be not held at 12. And let's take a look now at the pitcher, who's a B bunter. They're going to pull the infield in. McCormick's going to lay it down anyway. I'm sorry, he's an A bunter. With the infield in, he's a B as he squares the bunt. A 9B, that should get it done, and it does. Sacrifice bunt to third base. Brinkman takes second, and with one away, the batter will be Valentine. Valentine mired in a slump here, and of course McDowell not exactly the cure for a slump. Sudden Sam checks the runner. Here's the pitch. It's a 1-8 lefty. Single to 4, grounder towards third base. Fielded there by Alvis, who looks the runner back and throws him out. Two down, and it's up to Hamlin now. Runner in scoring position. McDowell into the windup. 3-6 left-handed. He pops him up on the right side. Whitfield will take it. And Washington strands a man at second base. No runs, no hits, one left. Halfway home in a 1-0 pitchers duel. I need to put some more mook up there, don't I? It's beautiful, Trent, except today we have some smoke in the air from fire in the area. How's yours? Okay, here's Mike McCormick now. Scattered 4 singles so far. Askew, McDowell, and Landis due up. Askew 0 for 1. McCormick gets the sign. Here's the pitch now on a 5-11 righty. It's a high fly ball to deep left field. Backing up is Howard. At the track, at the wall, leaps up and makes the catch. Oh my goodness. What a catch by Frank Howard. He may have just robbed Joe Askew of a home run there. Let's take another look at it. 5-11, home run to 12. Just missed it on the 13. And Askew, thinking he had it, slams the bat down in disgust. One away, and that'll bring up McDowell. Left-handed hitter. Here's the pitch on a 1-7. A grounder to second base. Hamlin has it. Flips it over to McMullen, and there's 2 down quickly here at the bottom of the 5th. The fans have spoken. More Mookie. +100 in Oklahoma. Yeah, not surprising for that part of the country. You know, my grandparents on my mother's side were from Oklahoma. Came out to California in a car that, by today's standards, you wouldn't even dare to make the trip in. Heck, I don't even think I'd drive to the store in one of those. Well, if it was close. 2 down, here's Landis now. 1 for 2 on the day. McCormick. With the pitch, it's a 4-11 righty, and Landis with a line drive single into left. And Jim Landis is 2 for 3. -2 battery, he will not be going anywhere. Chico Simone steps in. Flew to center and singled. McCormick out of the stretch on a 5-5, swung on and missed, strike 3. Strikeout number 4 for McCormick. No runs, a hit, one left. We've played 5 innings. Senators hanging on 1-0. So McCormick getting the better end of the duel so far. Both pitchers have pitched very well. The first time you pointed that out, Thomas, I was surprised. It didn't seem to me he would have the mobility, but looks are deceiving. All righty, 6th inning. Game moving very quickly, as they will do when nobody's scoring. Locke, Howard, and McMullen due up here in the 6th. McDowell gets the sign. Here's the windup and the pitch. 2-5 lefty, called strike 3. Number 7 for McDowell. And big cheer for Frank Howard as he steps to the plate. 2 for 2 on the day. McDowell into the windup. That's going to be a 4-5 right-handed. Swung on and missed, strike 3. Back-to-back strikeouts for Sam McDowell. And the hitter will be Ken McMullen, 0 for 2. Knocked in the game's only run on a ground ball to short. McDowell's pitch is a 4-8 right-handed. That's going to be hit high and deep to center, backing up is Landis, double to 13. It's caught by Landis going back. What a catch. A 1-2-3 inning for McDowell. Let's add them up now. 5, 6, 7, 8 strikeouts now for McDowell. It's noteworthy. As we go to the bottom of the 6th. McDowell making the headlines for the strikeouts, but it's McCormick who's leading in the game. Wow. 20 points and 15 rebounds. That's Frank Howard's junior year of college. That's impressive. McCormick, this is his first endurance inning, by the way. He's only a 6. So far, showed no signs of fatiguing, however. And hello there, Al. Welcome in. Wagner, 1 for 2. McCormick with the windup and the pitch is a 3-5. That's going to be a liner to second, single to 4. And it's caught there by Hamlin. Here's Max Alvis, 0 for 2. That's okay, Franklin. I do it all the time. The windup and the pitch to Elvis, 5'10 righty. High pop to shallow center. On comes Locke, waiting on it, and puts it away. Here's Whitfield now with 2 down. Left on left matchup. The windup, the pitch. 3-8 lefty. He pops him up. Right side. McMullen waving his arms. He'll take it. And it's a 1-2-3 inning for Mike McCormick. And tension mounts as we go to the 7th in a 1-0 nail-biter. 1960s baseball at its best. Seventh inning, almost Mookie time. Paul Casanova will lead things off. McDowell gets the sign from Joe Askew. The windup, the pitch, 3-6 left-handed. That's banged into left field for a base hit. Double to 4. That's going to be a base hit for Casanova. Just the 4th Washington hit of the game. It's a leadoff single for the catcher. That'll bring up Bob Savarin, the switch-hitting third baseman. He struck out both times against McDowell. Can McDowell give him the hat trick? Here's the pitch from the stretch. 3-10 lefty. It's a hard smash to third. Alvis goes down to Hauser for 1. The turn, not in time. That'll be a 5-4 force. Casanova is erased. And Savarin now at first. With 1 out, here's Eddie Brinkman. Tough decision coming up with McCormick. Making it a little easier is the fact that he's a good hitting pitcher. McDowell out of the stretch. The pitch to Brinkman on a 6-9 right-handed. It's a grounder to short A. Single to 2. The roll on a 4. It is Simone. 2 Hauser, 2 Whitfield. Double play. No runs a hit and nobody left. McDowell does not get a lot of double plays, but he got one there when he needed it. That also was his first endurance inning, by the way, and we stretch in a 1-0 game. And McCormick did not come to bat, so we don't have to worry about making that decision. And now let's get some coffee and check in on Mookie, who's been into the catnip today, by the way. Yeah, he got a hold of the whole bag. He poked a bunch of holes in it with his, well, let me show you. What did I do with it? I don't know if this will come through on camera or not because of the glare. See all the claw pokes in there? So I had to put it away in the cupboard. I gave him some first, of course. But apparently I can't leave that out anymore because he'll rip the whole thing open and he'll have that stuff all over the place. Let's see where he is. Oh, let's see where he's not. Holy cow, can you believe it? It's been ages since he was up there. I didn't even see him up there. I've quit looking up there. Let's go around. Wow, Mook. King of the hill, top of the tower again, huh? You're not wrong, Franklin. He must have crashed after his explosion of energy brought on by partly by the catnip. He says, "Leave me alone, man. I'm hungover." He does, doesn't he? I put some on. He's not using this. He still uses the old scratch post. So see, I rubbed some catnip on there. My sister told me to try that. And then sprinkled some around the base. So he was playing around down there. For some reason, he doesn't like that scratching post. And honestly, if I'd have known how big it was, I wouldn't have ordered it. But it's here now. Okay, let's get settled in here. One to nothing Senators. We go to the bottom of the seventh, second endurance inning for Mike McCormick. Rainy Day Woman number 12 and 35, to be exact. Thank you, Ben. Colavito, Hauser, and Askew. Indians trying to get something going here against McCormick, who's been outstanding through 6. Colavito 1 for 2 on the day. McCormick into the windup. That's a 4-9 right-handed. It's a liner towards short, single to 17, and it's into left field for a leadoff single. So Rocky's 2 for 3. No threat to run, of course. And here's Dick Hauser. Hauser's going to lay one down. He's an A on a 5. That'll get the job done. Bunts it to McCormick. His only play is to first, and the sacrifice works. So Hauser 0 for 2 against McCormick. Figured, well, I might as well at least get Colavito into scoring position here, and he does. And Joe Askew will be the hitter. He's 0 for 2. McCormick checks the runner. The pitch is a 3-11 left-handed grounder to second base. Hamlin has it. As he throws him out, Colavito slides over to third. And now it's, oh man. Almost certainly going against the book here, but I'm going to let McDowell bat. The pitch is a 5-7 left-handed grounder to second. Hamlin to McMullen, and that'll do it. He almost got into the right spot there on the pitcher's card, but it's a harmless ground out to second, and the side is retired. No runs a hit, 1 left. Through 7, it's 1-0. So Cleveland gambling that they can score a run, and the McDowell's their best chance to keep it there. And what's good for the goose, as they say, is McCormick will lead off the 8th. Quite a bit better hitter than McDowell, though. Pitch to the lefties, a 5-8 left-handed, swung on and missed, strike 3. That's number 9 for McDowell. McDowell in his second endurance inning, and here's Fred Valentine. Yeah, I know that was not the percentage move. Sometimes I get a wild hair. What can I say? Valentine 0 for 3. Now 7 for his last 42. McDowell into the windup. 5-12 righty is a grounder to first base X. That's McMullen. Tough chance for McMullen. Excuse me, it's not McMullen. It's Whitfield, 4E15. Tough chance for Whitfield. On a 20, he's got it. Throws to McDowell covering. And there's 2 down. That'll bring up Hamlin, the second baseman. Ken Hamlin 0 for 3. McDowell into the windup. 2-10 left-handed, a little comebacker. McDowell knocks it down, picks it up, and flips it to Whitfield for a 1-2-3 inning. Now, as we go to the bottom of the 8th, let's take a closer look at the Washington defense. Valentine's in right. That's where he normally would be. Who's at third? Savarin? Normally you'd replace Howard, but he's due to bat second in the ninth, so for now he's going to stay put. And McCormick, now in his third endurance inning. It'll be the top of the order for Cleveland. It's right, right, left, right, left. And taking off his jacket, going down to the pen, is the stopper, Ron Klein. Taking no chances, even though McCormick has a shutout going. He's normally a 6-inning pitcher. Landis 2 for 3. McCormick into the windup. That's a 3-3 left-handed, and he hits him. Landis is hit by the pitch. He'll take his base. You know that was not deliberate, and that's going to send Paul Casanova out to the mound. McCormick says he's fine. No threat to steal. Here's Chico Simone, 1 for 3. McCormick out of the stretch. Here's the pitch. 5-11 right-handed. That is a high fly ball to deep left field. Going back is Howard at the track, at the wall. It's gone. And yes, he is in against the lefty. That's a 2-run home run by Chico Simone, and the Indians take the lead. Holy cow, let's check on Simone here. On a 5-11 right-handed, a homer to 11, he rolled the 3. He does have the end power. And for Chico, who has had a horrible season so far, his second home run of the season, and it gives the Indians the lead here in the bottom of the 8th. And the crowd goes wild for Chico Simone. They're calling for the curtain call. And there he is. Chico tips his cap, disappears into the dugout, and the batter will be Leon Wagner. Left on left matchup. McCormick will face him. 1-7 lefty. That's a base hit into right field. And here comes Hodges, and that's going to do it for McCormick. He needs one more hitter walk to fatigue, but Hodges not waiting around for that. No longer a save situation, but since he was already warm, we're going to bring in Ron Klein. Yeah, you never know about those unmitigated. Good point, Dan. Yeah, we'll look at that too now that the Indians have the lead. It's Brown, isn't it? Larry Brown, yeah. Ron Klein on the season. 3-0, 8 saves, 2.35. This is his 19th appearance. Ready to go to work now. The windup, the pitch to Elvis on a 2-4 right-handed grounder down to third. Savarin will take it, and he throws him out, and that's just the first out of the inning. Here's team home run and RBI leader Fred Whitfield. Klein into his windup. 3-10 right-handed. Foul ball right side. McMullen over near the rail. He'll take it 2 down. Colavito 2 down and a man at first. Klein gets the side. 6-9 right-handed. That's banged into right field for a base hit. Triple on a 1. Nope, it's a 2-star single. Wagner all the way to third, and Colavito with a 3-for-4 day. And that's going to bring up Dick Hauser, the second baseman. Klein checks the runners. Here's the pitch. 5-12, righties are grounded to second base X. That's Hamlin, 3E34. Here's the play. On a 10, E-range. It's a 10 on a 34. This could be close, and he can't come up with it. It's off his glove. That's going to be an error on Hamlin, and another run will score, an unearned run on the error by the second baseman. First error of the game. That allows Wagner to cross the plate. And it's 3-1 Indians. What a comeback here. Kind of felt it at the start of the inning, though, right? That's why we had Klein up. Oh, that's a good point. I was thinking he was already at second. Oh, shoot. Now I got to look at that. Hang on a second. I got to go back to Alvis's at bat. Timeout for instant replay. I'm not sure why I thought he was at second already. Okay, here's Alvis against Klein. The roll coming up. Let's see what it was. See, it could have been a ground ball B, which would have been a force play. Runner at first, nobody out. Why is this taking so long? Oh, I'm probably giving Klein's stats right now. Sorry about the delay, folks. We want to get it right. Boy, I'm really rattling this tripod today. It's a 2-3 against Klein. There wasn't even a ground out. That was a foul out to the catcher. Holy cow, let me pull that back again. I must have read it as a 2-4. It was actually a 2-3 foul out to the catcher. How about that? Foul out, single. Runner goes to third. And error. And the batter is Askew. Thank you, unmitigated. Didn't change anything, but at least we got the play right. Klein's pitch to Askew. That's going to be a 5-5 righty. He lifts it to right. Valentine is there to make the catch, and that'll do it. But the Indians, with a dramatic 3-run rally here in the bottom of the 8th. 3 runs, 3 hits, 2 left on. One of the runs unearned. That'll be charged to McCormick. And it's Cleveland taking a 3-1 lead. And we'll get some defense in there for the Indians. 7+ for McCormick today. 6. 8 hits. 3 runs, 2 earned. Did not walk a man. He did hit one. That started the rally. He had 2, 3, 4 strikeouts. And McDowell is still on the mound. How about that? Okay, Brown can play short. Davalillo is going to come in left. We're going to have quite a few changes here for Cleveland. I'm just going to keep them in their spots. In other words, shortstop batting second. I could move him around and put Davalillo in the 2 spot, but I'm just going to make it easy on myself here. Larry Brown, a 331, takes over at short. Davalillo, a 2E5 +1, takes over in left. And Pedro Gonzalez will play second, where he's a 314. And one of those things where aren't the Senators glad they did not remove Howard for defense, because he will bat second here in the 9th inning. McDowell, in his 3rd endurance inning, McDowell with 9 strikeouts in this one so far, just the lone run. And here's Don Locke. Locke is 1 for 2 with a walk. McDowell gets the sign from Askew. The windup, the pitch, 4-5, swung on and missed, strike 3. That's number 10 for Sudden Sam. And up steps Big Frank Howard, 2 for 3 on the day. McDowell staring in to get the sign. Here's the windup and here's the pitch. On a 1-4 lefty, it's hit high and deep to left field. Wagner going back, it's long gone. Frank Howard can touch them all. So Howard with his long overdue 4th home run of the season, and just like that, it's a 1-run game. Askew's going to walk the ball out to the mound. Dick Radatz begins to throw down in the Cleveland pen. He's joined by the lefty Bob Allen. So a pitcher's duel through 7. Fireworks in the 8th and the 9th. A home run for Simone, now a home run for Washington. Big Frank Howard with his 4th blast of the year. Ken McMullen will be the batter with 1 away. McMullen 0 for 3 on the day. McDowell gets the sign. Here's the windup and here's the pitch on a 5-9 righty. It's a grounder to short X. So that's Brown, 331. Brown into the hole. Here's the play on an 18. He's there and he throws him out. And on that roll, Simone would have made the play as well. It's up to Paul Casanova, 1 for 3 on the day. McDowell takes a deep breath. Here's the windup. Here's the pitch. 5-6, swung on and missed, strike 3, and that's the game. And that's 11 Ks for Sudden Sam McDowell. What a game. 3-2 is the final. I know, Franklin, only 4 homers. Wasn't one of his best years. He hit 18 that year, but still should have more than 4. 20 triples. He's making up for the lack of home runs by hitting more triples. So the thing there was McDowell. I didn't pinch hit for him simply because he was entertaining me and hopefully entertaining you as well. And at the end of the day, that's really what this channel's all about, entertainment. It's not so much about who wins or loses. And McDowell with a magnificent game. His record improves to an amazing 8-0 on the season. 5 hits, 2 runs, 2 walks, and of course 11 strikeouts. Pretty clear who the player of the game is. Klein worked an inning, gave up a hit, no runs, no walks, no strikeouts. McCormick takes the loss. He's the hard luck loser today. He drops to 5-6. The unearned run was the difference. Critical error by Hamlin at second. Indians win it with 3 runs on 9 hits, no errors. Senators 2 runs, only 5 hits and an error. Sudden Sam McDowell is your easy player of the game. Mookie for most stoned in the game. Simone definitely gets an attaboy with a 2 for 4 with the game-changing 2-run blast. Well, thank you, Unmitigated. Again, that was not the correct move. We all know it. It worked out for the Indians. I just felt that McDowell was providing such excellent entertainment, I couldn't take him out. That's now 105 strikeouts on the season, easily leading the American League. That's in just under a third of a season, less for Cleveland. They've played well close. This is their 51st game, so just almost a third of a season. And he missed, I want to say he missed 3 starts. Might have only been 2. Probably just 2. And if you remember back to the beginning, he started the first 2 games of the season for Cleveland because of the rainouts. Very weird, but I remember it. Way back in April. He started opening day, there were a couple of rainouts, and he started the second game of the season as well. Something you'd never see in modern times. Tomorrow, it's going to be the Yankees at the Tigers. Fritz Peterson versus Joe Sparma. Tiger's a fan favorite on this channel, I know. So join me for that at 1:30 Pacific, 4:30 Eastern. With that, I'm going to get the hell out of here. Hell of a game today. Thanks everybody for hanging out with me, and I'll see you all tomorrow. Enjoy the rest of your weekend, everybody.